This video is taken from my course on how to create a hybrid casual mobile game. More info in the description. Alright, welcome back guys! In this lesson, we are actually going to implement our inventory because previously we've implemented the inventory item and it was actually pretty easy. So now let's tackle the big things, the middle things, because we still have the inventory manager, which is going to be not that big. I'm not going to scare you, but yeah. So let's jump right into it. Let's right click inside of our scripts folder and create a new C# script, inventory, and let's open it. Perfect. So same thing, the inventory is not going to inherit from the mono behavior. All right, perfect. As we've seen previously, we are going to create a list of inventory items. So let's make it private this time, okay? Because the inventory will be the only one responsible for managing that list. So serialized field, private, list of inventory items, okay? Let's call it items, equals new list of inventory items. Perfect. Now we've got our list. What do we want to do with it? For now, we are just going to create a method whenever a crop has been collected or harvested, okay? So basically when a crop is harvested, we are going to send an event from or an action from the crop tile because this is the one responsible for harvesting the crop. Okay, perfect. And when that action is triggered, we can subscribe from it from the inventory manager, which will then trigger the method from this exact inventory. Okay, so let's first follow the logical path and add an action to our crop tile, shall we? So let's first add the system library. So using system, perfect. Then we can create our action like so. Okay, so events, public static action, which will pass in a crop type variable. So crop type on crop harvested. Perfect. So after harvesting right here, we can trigger that action. So on crop harvested that invoke, but we need to pass in a crop type right here. Otherwise we will have an error. How can we grab the crop type from here? Well, we have a reference to our crop, so we might actually grab it from there. Or what you can do is grab it from this crop data. We receive a crop data whenever we sow the field, right? So what I want to do is cache that crop data. So private crop data, okay? So whenever we sow, we are going to instantiate the crop, of course, and also cache the crop data. Perfect. Now we can open our crop data class by pressing Ctrl and hitting it. Okay, cool. And that scriptable object, which is holding the data for each crop, will also have a reference to the crop type, okay? Like so. Awesome. So now we can go back to Unity. Oh, we have an error. Come on. Okay, let's comment that so that I can first explain, then implement. Let's open our scriptable objects folder. So it was data. Okay, perfect. So the corn data has the type corn, which is perfect. But later on, we will be able to add a, let's say, tomato data, like so, which will have the tomato crop type. Cool. And of course, another prefab. So let's remove it from here just to prevent having some errors later on. Okay. Yeah. So this is it for now. Let's go back to our crop tile script right here. Okay. And now we can invoke the onCrop harvested action by passing in the crop data.crop type. Awesome. So now we have a way to know whenever we've harvested a crop. Okay? So you could actually pass in the crop data and maybe specify something else like a particle system to play or a sound to play in your scriptable object right here. If you want different sounds for each crop, or a different, I don't know, tile color for the crop, or yeah, it could be anything actually. And that is the power of scriptable objects. Even people who don't know how to code can come here and change values. So if you have designers in your teams or so on, they can still access that and never enter your code. Okay? Perfect. Let's now go back to our inventory. Cool. And let's create a method that's going to get called whenever we receive that event in the inventory manager. So I guess that we are not going to implement much of the inventory for now, but switch to the inventory manager, implement that, subscribe to that action, and then come back to the inventory. That's the most logical path in my opinion. Okay, so public void crop harvested callback, okay, which will receive the crop type. Okay, so let's just write for now debug.log crop type plus has been harvested. Okay, cool. Nice. This is okay for now. Just testing things. So in the next lesson, we are going to implement the inventory manager, and this will make much more sense. So stay tuned.